and Reloaded, man. It's your boy T-Letter, man. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Y'all see where to follow your boy at. Hit the like button also. I appreciate that. Y'all see the title of this particular blog, man. Let's talk about it, man. Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo was on Drink Champs for 5 hours. And did I watch the whole 5 hours? I could not. I had to watch the increments. I have to watch half an hour here, 45 minutes here, 30 minutes here. You know what I mean? But it's very, very entertaining. Tony Yayo, what people call the loyal man of hip-hop, the hype man to 50 Cent. You know, when we talk about hype men in hip-hop, you know, the Flavor Flays of the world, Split Stars of the world, and you can definitely throw Tony Yayo, the Talk of New York, in that conversation also. Southside, Jamaica, Queens representative, man. And anytime you hear Yayo talk, it's almost like he's appreciative. He's appreciative of the fact that he came from the slums or the trenches of Southside Jamaica, Queens. 50 Cent played a big part getting him out of the slums, like my guy Ill Will says, in battle rap, and got him to, quote unquote, leave the drugs alone, leave the corner hustling alone, focus on music, and tour the world. And he seemed like an appreciative guy, never trying to be bigger than what he was, never try to, you know, issue on 50 or do some sly stuff behind the scenes. You never seen that before, except, I don't know, the Bushes incident, I guess, with 50 and Yayo back in, I don't know, whatever. But he always feels like he's just happy to be here and happy to be on a ride along, if you want to quote unquote, with 50 Cent. You know what I mean? We know Game ain't here no more. Banks and 50, we don't know where they're at. Buck, we don't, you know what I'm saying? So it's like Yayo's always banging Smurf, right? I think he's in Trinidad somewhere. So it's always been 50 and Yayo at the end of the day, right? And be honest, man, G-Unit, man, was one of my favorite groups of all time. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. And to see those brothers do live performances, I'm talking about 2002. I'm really talking about before Give It Your Die Try and Drop. I remember seeing G-Unit in 2002. And I've said this before on numerous occasions. What I always left leaving those shows, 2 shows before Give It Your Die Try and Drop, I saw them, is the fact in the heights of the mixtape game, bruh, they was doing mixtape joints live at these concerts, and people like myself and other people on something in my surroundings knew all the songs. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Maybe Max B, maybe, that's it, but before that, it was just G-Unit. Like, for them to perform songs and rap off other rappers' beats, and the people in attendance knew these songs, I always thought it was dope. Right? And we know Tony Yayo, you know, 5 hours, you already know he's going to have a lot of stories. You know, him, Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes. Other rappers also have a lot of stories when it comes to hip-hop, man. The DJ Khaled story that he broke down, that was kind of wild and everything like that. You know, he spoke about how the South has more markets. So when he talked about the South and saying the South has more markets to attract than New York City, that's true. You didn't really think about that. Because New York, Jersey, Philly, Delaware, and all that, Connecticut, right? And maybe Buffalo, right, like Yayo said, but the South has so many markets that they can attack. And that's just the God's honest truth, right? So let's get into the conversation that everyone's talking about, this Ice Cube versus Biggie Smalls conversation. Who was a better rapper, who was a better storyteller, and everything like that. And this is so subjective, and some people say it's not subjective, because you're gonna have most New Yorkers who are gonna say that Biggie is better than Ice Cube, and then you're gonna have some West Coast cats who are gonna feel that they get slighted. I say, oh, New York never want to give the West State props and stuff like that. I always feel it's weird. Like when New York bigs up their region, we're considered biased. When other regions big up their regions, they're not considered biased. I think that's kind of weird to me, if you ask me. But whatever, that's the game y'all want to play, right? So, to me, this has a lot to do with preference, man, and probably region talk also. I was born in New York City. Am I a Ice Cube fan? Yes, I am. You got to remember the time now when NWA and Ice Cube was beefing, right? And they had that infamous skit when NWA was, and it was on the Niggas for Life album. Go check NWA, Niggas for Life. This is when Ice Cube left. And I've always said this about Ice Cube. Him leaving NWA and still flourishing, not having Dr. Dre beats. He leaves NWA and has no Dr. Dre beats and still flourishes. Still gets busy out here, right? But if you go back to the NWA album, and I think Niggas for Life is the best NWA album. I know y'all want to hit straight on Compton. I know. Niggas for Life is the best NWA album, right? 1,000 Miles of Running was an EP, whatever. But there was a skit on there, and they were dissing Ice Cube. Well, was it? No. I think it was on Ice Cube Death Certificate album on the song No Vaseline when Cube is playing the intro, and he's like, here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. And you can hear people saying, oh, you be slobbering so much New York thing that you're from New York City. Because let's be honest, at one time, people thought Ice Cube was really riding New York kind of heavy and everything like that. I didn't look at it that way. I mean, this is the time when Burn Hollywood Burn with Big Daddy Kane, Chuck D, and Ice Cube. And I've always said this, now how Chuck D and Ice Cube always made sense to me, because being from New York, I looked at Chuck D as the Malcolm X of hip hop. Yes, we had other X-Clan, other Jungle Brothers, other people talking political views in hip hop, but not the way Public Enemy did, man. Fight the Power and everything like that. And I thought Ice Cube was like the Malcolm X of the West Coast. Like how we had Chuck D, I thought the West had had Ice Cube. You know what I mean? Holding it down when it came to political views and stuff like that. Now, do I think Tony Yayo was downplaying Ice Cube just a tad bit to DJ EFN? Yes, I do. And DJ EFN is born in Cali, and he even said it himself. I thought, like even DJ EFN, the way he made it sound like Ice Cube is a way better storyteller than Ice Cube, than Biggie. And I can't fully agree with that. And this is so subjective because both these guys do different music. And yes, you might say storytelling is storytelling. It doesn't matter. The story is a story. But they had different lanes and different avenues of how they was relaying their music and their message to the masses. You know? You see Ice Cube done a lot of political songs. That wasn't really Big's lane. Big's lane was saying I'm nicer than you, rapping on beats, gun talk lyric, gun toting lyrics and stuff like that. That was B.I.G. You know? So it's I've said this numerous times on this show. I have Ice Cube over Tupac. I know that's not the popular thing to say. Some of y'all mean y'all feelings when I say that. But yes, I like Ice Cube more than Tupac, preferably. Oh, albums-wise, lyrics-wise, this, that, and the third, the whole nine. You know what I mean? I was a big Ice Cube fan, right? So, Yayo, you gotta understand, Cube does have some verses that people are gonna think that's better than Big. And y'all, DJ EFN, there's people that are gonna think that Big has better lyrics than Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? That's like you gotta look from what? 1987, 88 to 1993, Cube could be talked about as in one of the GO conversations. I mean, we're talking about NWA album that he played a big part in, Straight Outta Compton. We're talking about Eazy-E's solo album that he played a very big part on Eazy-E's album. We Want Eazy album. Was it Boys or We Want Eazy? I think it was We Want Eazy album. He played a big part in that. MC Ren and Cube was only the writers in NWA, and I think MC Ren does get slighted when we talk about hip hop. I think MC Ren, the villain, does get slighted when we talk about hip hop, man. You know what I mean? But America's Most Wanted, Kill That Will, Death Certificate. Lethal Injection was okay. You want to go to West Side Connection and everything like that and stuff like that, you know. And then you gotta look at Big, man. Big gave us Give Me the Loot. Big gave us Warning, Give Me the Loot. Me and my Somebody Gotta Die, Niggas Bleed Like Us. And he had a song called I Got a Story to Tell. It don't get no realer than that. Your man had a song called I Got a Story to Tell. Right? Now, if you throw a beat on and ask them to rap and just rap and everything like that, I think Biggie's gonna smash Ice Cube. Now, you're gonna have also people say the fact that Ice Cube has more and longer longevity than Big, because Big passed away in '97. So how can you say Big is a better storyteller than Ice Cube? You're gonna have people that feel that way. You know what I mean? And I get it, right? Now, the subject about storytelling and about who has a better album between Cube and Big, I'm seeing so many conflicting things. Now, me personally speaking, I love Ready to Die. I love Life After Death. I love Death Certificate, right? But as I'm older now, I think I play more Big than Ice Cube right now. In 2020, I probably will reach out for my big CD and play, you know. But that's not taking nothing away from Ice Cube, man, because Bird in the Hand, My Summer Vacation, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Cube has joints, bro. Gangsta, you know, Once Upon a Time in the Projects. It was a good day. Like, I gotta be honest, man. I might have Big a type over Cube, but when it comes to storytelling, bro, Cube is slept on, bro. Cube is slept on. Real talk. Dead Homies, you know, and Bird in the Hand, Giving Up a Nappy Dugout. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dead Homies. Hey. Cube, but listen, when I think about storytelling, man, you think about Slick Rick, of course, right? You think about Nas, right? Scarface comes to mind. Big. And I would say this about Big. As much as I love Big, like the next guy, do I have Big over Ghostface and Nas in storytelling? I don't. I don't have him over Ghostface when it comes to storytelling. Ghostface verse on Impossible or Wu-Tang Forever. What's it, the Forest song by Ghostface? Like, Ghostface had a lot of storytelling joints. Maxine, right? He has a lot of dope storytelling joints. So I don't got Big over Ghostface in terms of storytelling. And I don't even think I got Cube over Scarface in storytelling. If we're gonna keep it a buck. And I see what's going on. Oh, y'all want to make it the East Coast versus the West Coast, and this coast don't rock with this coast and everything like that, man. I think it has to be like who you playing more, who you like more. I don't think people that say they like Big. All right, if you say you like Big, if you think Big's a better storyteller than Ice Cube, I don't think that's shortchanging Cube. You just like Big storytelling more. If you like Cube storytelling more than Big, I don't think that's shortchanging the other one either. Right? But here's the thing, what I would like to know is, I wonder, since when Yayo opened up this can of worms with Yayo, DJ EFN, opened up this can of worms with the Biggie and Yayo conversation, how many people had Ice Cube in the storytelling conversation? Because I never really heard some of y'all go so hard for Cube like that when it comes to storytelling and everything like that. I saw Doggy Diamonds, fools from Brooklyn, New York, say Ice Cube was a better artist than Biggie. That's what Doggy Diamonds said. Right? So, leave comments in the bottom, man. Tell me what y'all think about Big, Ice Cube, the storytelling conversation, and stuff like that, man. It's your boy 3. One.